Hello and welcome to another episode of Yuck, Dumb, Boo and Bum, the NES Classic Baseball Review Show. Today, we're taking a look at a game that, I don't know if I'd call it a classic game or a legendary game, but it's got a legendary endorsement, Bo Jackson Baseball. And we'll take a look at it right here. This is where you start off. As you know, Bo Jackson, of course, a legendary football player and baseball player. And there we go. That was, if you wait too long, it decides to go to the third option there, the NES versus NES game, which, again, like we've said, I can't imagine anybody who would like to watch two computer opponents play a game. So, obviously, you're watching this. That doesn't quite count, but let's take a look while we're here at the different settings. Of course, you can play playoffs, which is a little bit of a limited one. That's the closest you get to having any kind of, I guess, format to it. Otherwise, it's just exhibition games. Go through the settings. Music, you can turn on and off. May as well keep that on. Icons, I find useful. Number of innings, you can play anywhere from 5 to 9 innings in the game. These are, of course, your three options as a player, and that's the level you play against. So it's confusing. It's not actually the level. If you click All-Star here, it doesn't mean your players are All-Star levels. It means you're playing against All-Star level players. So for these purposes, let's go Big League. Big League is right in between. That's the middle level that you're stealing with icons. They'll show the little boxes on the screen, or you can do it without them. Stealing in this game is a terrible, terrible option, so we're just going to leave that off. Replays we'll leave on, and then playoffs, as we said, that playoff format, you can choose 3, 5, or 7. We're just doing an exhibition game, so I don't really think it matters. So, full disclosure, I tried playing this game. The first time I did, I fouled off the first pitch, and then I did not touch a single pitch for the next 4 innings. So, probably of any of the games I've tried out so far, this is the one I have the most difficulty hitting with. And there's a couple of them, but definitely this one. So, we're gonna help ourselves out a little bit here. So I'm gonna be Chicago, that being the White Sox. And let's play against, who haven't we played against in this? Oakland, let's play against Oakland. So here's your lineup. Did not have an MLB license, so some of them are a little more obvious than others. For example, Fernando, that's Fernando Valenzuela. You will notice there is a Bo batting 7th playing center field, so that's a great option. But why have one Bo when you can have 10 Bows? So take a look at that. You hold down left, select, and B as Chicago. And now all your players are Bo Jackson, including your pitchers, which is weird because he wasn't a pitcher, but obviously you can see his stats are dynamite. If we press B to get out of there, now you can take a look. It's got batting average, slugging, which I think is actually pretty ahead of the game in 91 to have slugging percentage as one of your things, as well as speed and throwing ability. Now, this is Bo Jackson, so when they're at 5s, it's not just because he's the guy who, creators the endorsement of the game. He legitimately is a 5 in speed and a 5 in throwing. He's probably above that. Okay, of course, you can't hit 400 in this game, so he's a 399. So there are your guys. And now we've got the national anthem, which is sung by someone in a tube top. Although I don't think she's really singing, she's lip syncing and really badly lip syncing. Interesting, the national anthem will go all the way through rather than cutting itself short. And if you play with Toronto or Montreal as the home team, it actually has O Canada, a very, very pointy maple leaf. So we don't need to stick around for the whole national anthem, right? All right, there you go. There's your scoreboard. And it gives you the thing there. Player 1 now pitching. So here are your options for pitches. Interestingly enough, everybody throws basically the same pitches. So it's a knuckle, a curve, changeup, slider, and fastball. So you press the direction. We're going to press for a slider, so we'll press left and A. And then now he will throw his pitch to McGuire. Well, I wonder who that is. Surprisingly, McGuire only grounds out to the pitcher on that one. So yeah, as you see, Weissman is just Walt Weiss. The names are easy enough to figure out if you knew kind of baseball players of this era, but no licenses. So one of the things I found with this game is you really want to be able to move the ball in and out and change pitches, or change speeds at least with them, and you've got a pretty good chance. So let's face this random guy here, and no, literally, if you look down there, his name is listed as a random. So, yeah, same thing, right? Moving it in and out, and you do this with most pitchers, quite frankly, you'll be able to get them to swing and miss most times. Finally, they've grounded it, and you saw there the guy whose pants lit up, that's the guy who you have control of, which it looks kind of silly, but in reality, it's actually a good way to find out and figure out who you are. Okay, so Stewart, I guess that's Dave Stewart is on the mound, and Bo Jackson batting 1 through 9 for me. So you see the options here on the right-hand side, bunting to first or third. It commits you to it as soon as you press the A button to hit. Contact, normal, and power. I go for normal for most of these guys. As you see, there's not really a lot of balls that wind up in fair territory because I always seem to be a little behind the pitch. Like I was saying, I had a lot of trouble catching the timing and speed of these. For example, right there, swung right through that one. And let's see, swung a little earlier here. Oh, quick strikeout, watch this. Only Bo Jackson does that, but he breaks a bat on his leg and tosses it aside, which is super cool, and if you ever try that in real life, you will break your thigh. Do not try that. He is superhuman, and he was able to do that in real life. Just look up some videos of it. It's incredible. Anyone else tries to do it? Doesn't work. Speaking of not working, I have not hit a ball in fair territory yet, despite having my superhuman players on my roster. So let's see how this goes. And there we go. There's a ball in fair territory. I love how that guy is just literally standing against the fence and the ball goes right to him. They position their fielders really, really well in this game, by which I mean, rather than a graphic of them chasing the ball, a lot of the time, if they're off screen, they start basically where they need to be, which is great, but not so great when you're trying to hit the ball. So while we're at it, I don't know if I've mentioned, but I'm sure you can hear here. I'm not going to swing at this pitch. Oh, and he gets hit by a pitch. It looks like he's threatening to go somewhere, but he just stands there. Everybody does that. So it's not really that, that graphic is kind of subdued compared to a lot of the other NES games. So we'll just keep pressing normal for now. Maybe we'll try to get creative a little bit later. Like I was trying to say there, I'm not going to swing at this pitch, and you can enjoy, if you haven't noticed already, this umpire, who sounds very, very angry. It's kind of a comical one. Yes, and the comedy continues as Bo Jackson snaps another bat. So, here we are at the main screen. Visit home. Probably should do that more often, actually. So, here we go, Henders. I'm really not sure why this game put Mark McGuire as the leadoff hitter and Ricky Henderson in the cleanup spot. So, maybe some questions with lineup management, unless this is how, things are going these days. Your two hitter is now your best hitter. So you put your speed guy batting cleanup and your power hitter batting leadoff, because why not? Actually, I think my own baseball team did that at one point, and it worked relatively well, so they may be onto something here. Another thing I'm going to show you is that the catcher actually tips off his pitches. So we'll show you on the next one as we try to throw a knuckleball. That didn't work so well, nor did chasing that ball. There we go. All right, so you press the direction and you press A, like we said. Now, say you want to throw a fastball, we press down, watch the catcher. Signaling a 1, 2 for curveball, 4 for changeup, 2 for slider and 3 for curveball, my bad. And then the knuckleball is just 5, because who really throws a knuckleball on all of those other pitches? So we're going to go for a slider. So 2 fingers, press A, and there you go. The pitch is tipped off there. So yeah, a little bit of fun there. Very hard to throw the ball away here. When you press the button to throw the ball away, and say you're the first baseman there off of first base, it doesn't actually go anywhere. So he just runs to the bag in that scenario. So there's our fastball call again. You saw the one finger. We'll try to move it in and out. But I stuck with a fastball, so he caught up to it. There's your fielder. Oh, he got to that. As he kind of rumbles his way on in. All right. To start off this inning, we are going to try to bunt. So let's do bunt to third. You still have to press A to get him to get to do it. And that ball is going to sit there. Ooh, almost beat that out. Let's try that again, but to the first base side. And of course, every batter, of course, is Bo. Well, that's a good drag bunt. Oh, he didn't make it. I've tried this before and was successful 3 times in a row. Well, those are the only 3 times previously I had bunted. So, another curious note for this game, take a look at the pitcher. Take a look where his arms are. I guess where it's supposed to be his glove that kind of disappears into his shirt. Looks like he's got a face in the middle of his stomach. That's like the, from Ninja Turtles. Oh, who is that? Is that Krang I'm thinking of? I think that's Krang. So, you see the face there, as he comes out of that one, when his glove is there, it looks like there's a face. Oh, I actually hit an extra base hit. Time to run the bases. You see, he's very, very fast. They'll actually chase him a little bit, but fortunately, they're usually pretty slow with their throw across. And I just ran off the bag there, and that's why I got out on that one. But this game, to his credit, does credit it as a hit, which it is in real life, but sometimes these games won't actually show that. So let's see. Yeah, we tried a slow pitch, so we'll try a fast pitch there. Couldn't fool him there. Now, watch this. As he... Oop, that didn't work so well. Could have actually gotten the guy. I was too busy trying to slide. If you press B and A together, your player will go into a slide. That's the only way to do it, though, and obviously he can't have the ball when he does it. So you notice it stopped there. I don't know if you noticed right at the top there, that little green helmet just came off the base. That's what it does to steal. And stealing, like I was mentioning earlier, is a terrible option. Take a look. He's running. So I just step off the rubber and throw to third. At least I assume I stepped off the rubber. If I didn't, then I majorly balked. But you can see that guy up there. Let's see if he tries to cheat to go again. Look at that. He's going back and forth. This is the only game I've ever seen that way. Let's throw and see if he decides to run on that. Nope. See if he tries to lead off again. No, not this time. Struck him out with the changeup. Yes, angry umpire. He is out. So here's McGuire again. Again, like I said, batting your power hitter lead off. Maybe it works. There's your guy. Again, the controls with this are a little sluggish at times. The guys tend to float, which might sound like it's contradicting, but it takes a little while just to get them to move. Once they start moving, they're fine to glide to wherever. Take a look right there. And that ball just kind of looks like it sails up but comes into the glove, so you end up making the play there. All right, what haven't we done yet? Let's try some power swings with, I'd say my 8-hitter, but really it's Bo Jackson, so they're all Bo Jackson. Even with Bo Jackson, I don't think I have a run yet in this game, do I? There's another foul ball. It's going to disappear off the screen. Two strike. Let's try contact swing this time. We're pressing down an A. And one thing you're noticing is a lot of the swings elicit the same result. So it's for a game where the ball can only go so many different places. It doesn't even seem to reach a lot of them. So it gets very repetitive. And that is, yeah, that looked like a fair ball to me. This game's had a couple of problems, particularly with bunts, where the ball will sit on the line in fair territory, and they'll call it foul. We've seen that before with a couple of other games. few other culprits. Major League Baseball was definitely one of them. There you see the runner actually holds on his base, which is actually a nice thing in this game, I'm going to say, that they hold the runner, which seems like a good thing, except they'll also hold him with 2 outs. So you have to be paying attention to that, and you got to get your guys to go in that situation. But given the number of games, particularly taking a look at something like Base Wars, where guys get doubled off super easily because they have no concept of the game and leave the bag, this is probably a good thing. And there's another broken bat. Speaking of which, I've been mentioning all these other games that we've been playing. This is, I believe, episode number 8. So if you want to catch up on the first 7, and probably more after the 8, I've got the link below to the playlist, and you'll get a chance to catch up, see some really cool games that we've been playing so far, and the occasional just hilariously out-of-the-box random games as well. So we've gone through a bunch of them so far, and this one probably has the best strikeout graphic, because at least with Bo Jackson, if Bo Jackson strikes out and he breaks that bat, it is fantastic. So I got to give a lot of credit for that. And we're going to see it again. Not intentionally, just because I can't connect with the ball in this game. So hitting is very, very frustrating in this one, as you have full well seen. The pitching allows for kind of a lower scoring game, and it doesn't really run as quickly as maybe you'd like it to. I mean, you take a look right now, we're only in the top of the 4th. Nobody's scored a run, and there haven't even been a ton of base runners. That is at least one plus. You see the guy again, when it's talking about that A and B to get him to slide, you press A and B in that kind of a situation there where he's near the ball, in the air, he jumps towards it. So that's neat. There are some fun things with this game, but as far as playability, it probably ranks in the lower half. It's neat to maybe try out, do a little bit, certainly. To use the boat sheet, I think is a great thing. But beyond that, I don't know how often you could really play this game and how much fun you'd really have with it beyond the hilarities that take place. So that'll do it for us here. I hope you enjoyed this, and well, we'll see you again next time. Keep watching.